The night was quiet on the edge of the alien world. Too quiet. Eli, a human farmer, stood outside his small wooden house and listened to the wind move through the dry fields. The land was not kind here. The soil was hard, the nights were cold, and humans were not welcome. Still, Eli stayed. Farming was all he knew, and this land was all he had. Humans lived low on this planet. Aliens ruled everything. They owned the cities, the ships, and the laws. Humans were allowed to work, but never to speak. They were tolerated, not respected. Eli wiped his hands on his old jacket and turned back toward his house. Then he heard something strange. A soft sound. Not wind. Not an animal. A weak cry. Eli froze. He listened again. The sound came from behind the storage shed near the water pipe. Slowly, carefully, he walked toward it. His heart beat faster with every step. On this planet, trouble never came quietly. Behind the shed, under the dim light of a broken lamp, he saw her. She was not human. She was an alien girl, young and small, lying on the ground. Her skin was pale blue, covered in dirt and dark stains. Flies circled her body. Her clothes were torn, burned in places. One arm was bent in a painful way, and her breathing was shallow. Eli stepped back in shock. Aliens were dangerous. Everyone knew that. Helping one could mean prison, or worse. And this alien was clearly important. Even hurt and filthy, she carried a strange presence. The girl opened her eyes. They were bright silver. Fear filled them when she saw him. "Please," she whispered in broken human language. "Don't call them." Eli looked around. No guards. No drones. Just the empty fields and the quiet night. He made a choice. Without speaking, he took off his jacket and gently placed it over her shoulders. She flinched, expecting pain. But it did not come. "I won't call anyone," Eli said softly. "You're safe. For now." The alien girl stared at him, confused. Eli lifted her carefully and carried her into his house. His home was small, one room, old furniture, and a weak light, but it was warm. He laid her on the table, filled a bucket with water, and slowly began to clean the dirt from her skin. The flies disappeared. The stains washed away. Her breathing became calmer. Outside, shadows moved. 2 neighbors had seen him. Humans like him, poor workers who lived nearby. They whispered, then laughed. "Did you see that?" one said. "He brought an alien inside," the other replied. "Is he crazy?" By morning, the story spread. A human farmer washing a filthy alien girl. People came to look. Some laughed openly. Some shook their heads. "He's lost his mind," one man said. "Aliens treat us like animals, and he helps them?" another added. "He's weak," someone said loudly. "That's why humans stay at the bottom." Eli heard the voices through the thin walls of his house. He said nothing. He focused on helping the girl drink water. She was still weak, still afraid. "Why help me?" she asked quietly. Eli paused. "Because you were hurt," he replied. "That's enough." The girl turned her face away. Her hands trembled. She had never heard words like that from a human. As the sun rose, an alien patrol ship passed slowly overhead. Its shadow covered Eli's farm for a moment, then moved on. The girl stiffened in fear. "They are looking for me," she said. Eli met her eyes. "Who are you?" She hesitated. Then she whispered, her voice shaking. "If they find me," she said, "they will not punish you." She swallowed hard. "They will destroy this world." Eli felt a chill move through his body. Outside, the laughter continued. Inside, a secret rested on a simple wooden table. And far above, in the dark sky, something was already watching. Morning came slowly over the dry fields, but peace did not come with it. Eli stood outside his house, looking at the ground where alien boots had once pressed into the dirt. The patrol ship had passed in the night, but its shadow still felt heavy in the air. Something had changed, and everyone could feel it. Inside the house, the alien girl slept on a thin mattress near the wall. Her color looked better now, less pale, but fear still lived in her eyes even when they were closed. Eli had covered the windows and locked the door. It was not much, but it was all he could do. By midday, people began to gather near his farm. Humans first. They came in small groups, whispering and pointing. Some laughed. Some looked angry. Others looked scared, as if Eli had broken an unspoken rule that was never meant to be broken. "He touched an alien," one man said loudly. "He cleaned her like she was human," another added with a laugh. "Does he think that will change anything?" someone mocked. Eli walked past them with a bucket of water. He did not raise his head. He had learned long ago that arguing never helped humans here. But the mockery did not stop. By afternoon, alien overseers arrived. They did not laugh. They stood tall, wearing dark armor that reflected the sunlight. Their eyes scanned the area, cold and sharp. One of them stepped forward and spoke in a slow, clear voice. "We have received reports," the overseer said, "that a human is hiding an alien fugitive." The crowd went silent. Eli felt every eye turned toward him. The overseer looked directly at Eli. "Is this true?" Eli's heart pounded. He thought of the girl inside. He thought of her fear. He thought of the words she had spoken in the night. "If they find me, they will destroy this world." "She is injured," Eli said carefully. "She needs rest." The overseer's mouth twisted in disgust. "Humans do not decide what aliens need." The overseer stepped closer. "You will hand her over." Eli did not move. The silence became heavy. Then laughter broke out from the human crowd. "Look at him!" someone shouted. "He thinks he's brave. A farmer playing hero." The overseer raised a hand, and the laughter stopped at once. "You will be punished," the overseer said to Eli, "for touching what is not yours." Inside the house, the alien girl had woken. She heard every word through the thin walls. Her hands clenched. This was why she had run. This was why she had hidden. And now, because of her, a human would suffer. She stood up slowly and walked toward the door, but stopped. She remembered the warm water, the gentle hands, the simple words, "because you were hurt." No one had ever treated her like that before. Outside, the overseer turned away, signaling to his guards. "We will return," he said. "And when we do, there will be consequences." The alien guards left as quickly as they came. The humans began talking again, louder than before. "You're finished," one man told Eli. "They will make an example of you," another warned. "You should have stayed in your place," someone sneered. Eli said nothing. That night, the mockery turned into fear. Lights from the city flickered in the distance. Drones passed overhead. The air felt tight, like the moment before a storm. Inside the house, the alien girl sat across from Eli at the small table. The room was quiet except for the soft hum of an old power unit. "You should let me go," she said. Eli shook his head. "They will hurt you." She looked at him closely. "They will hurt you more." Eli leaned back in his chair. His hands were shaking now, but his voice was steady. "Then I guess we're both in trouble." The alien girl looked down. She had lived among power, cruelty, and control her entire life. But this human, this poor farmer, had something her people did not. Choice. "They laugh at you," she said. "They think you are nothing." Eli met her eyes. "They've always thought that." She was silent for a long moment. Then she spoke softly, carefully. "My people are not searching, yet." Eli frowned. "What do you mean?" She took a slow breath. "They are waiting," she said, "to see who you are." Outside, far above the clouds, a signal reached the stars. And somewhere in the dark, something powerful began to listen. Eli sat near the window, watching the dark fields. Every sound made his shoulders tighten. A step. A whisper of wind. The soft hum of distant machines. The world felt like it was holding its breath. Across the room, the alien girl sat on the floor with her knees pulled close to her chest. The weak light showed her face clearly now. She no longer looked filthy or broken. Beneath the dirt and fear, there was strength. And sadness. "You should rest," Eli said. She shook her head. "If I sleep, they will come." Eli did not argue. He understood fear too well. For a long time, neither of them spoke. Then the girl stood and walked slowly toward the table. She placed something small and dark on its surface. A metal ring. It did not look valuable, but the air around it felt heavy. Symbols glowed faintly across its surface. Eli stared at it. "What is that?" She looked at the ring, then at him. "Proof." "Of what?" She took a deep breath. "Of who I am." Eli waited. The girl straightened her back. Her voice changed, not louder but clearer. Stronger. "My name is not what I told you," she said. "I am not a servant. I am not a refugee." Eli felt his chest tighten. "I am the first heir of the Valari Dominion," she said. "The next commander of their fleets." The words hung in the air. Eli blinked. "You're what?" She touched the ring. A soft light filled the room. For a moment, the walls seemed to disappear. Images formed in the air, massive alien ships, endless armies, planets burning. Eli stepped back in shock. "The Valari rule dozens of systems," she continued. "They fear humans because humans do not submit. That is why they plan to erase you." Eli's mouth felt dry. "Then why are you here?" Her eyes darkened. "Because I refused." She told him everything. The Valari Council had gathered weeks ago. Humans had resisted again. They had refused labor orders. They had defended one of their colonies. The Council wanted an example. Extermination. The girl had stood alone against them. She had spoken of mercy. Of coexistence. Of learning instead of destroying. They laughed at her. They called her weak. They voted anyway. That night she ran. Eli sat down slowly. His hands trembled. "So they are coming," he said. "Yes," she replied. "Soon." Outside, a deep sound rolled across the sky. Eli looked up just as lights appeared above the clouds. Warships. Not one. Not two. Many. The alien girl turned pale. "They tracked me faster than I expected." Eli felt fear rise in his chest, but beneath it, something else grew. Anger. "They laughed at me today," he said quietly. "The humans. The aliens. Everyone." She nodded. "They laugh because they think kindness is weakness." A sharp sound echoed from outside. A warning siren. Then a message broadcast across the region, loud and clear. "All humans are ordered to remain inside their dwellings. Any resistance will be punished." The alien girl clenched her fists. "They will use you to reach me." Eli stood. "What are you doing?" she asked. "I'm tired of hiding," he said. He opened the door. Instantly, lights locked onto him. Drones hovered closer. Weapons charged. A voice boomed from above. "Human, return inside." Eli raised his hands, not in surrender, but so he could be seen. "She is under my protection," he said loudly. The alien girl rushed to the doorway. "Eli, stop!" But it was too late. The voice laughed. "A human protecting a Valari heir?" it said. "How amusing!" The laughter spread across the calm channels. Eli could hear it echo from the ships above. Then the voice changed. Cold. Sharp. "You will hand her over," it said, "or your species will pay." Eli turned to the alien girl. She looked at him with wide eyes. "If you do not step aside," she said, "they will kill you." Eli met her gaze. "Then they'll have to learn something new," he said. "What?" she asked. He took a slow breath. "That humans don't give up what they choose to protect." Above them, weapons powered up. And for the first time in a long while, The galaxy was forced to notice a single human farmer. Alien warships hung low above the fields, dark and massive, blocking the stars. Their engines sent deep vibrations through the ground, shaking Eli's small house as if it could break apart at any moment. Drones circled slowly, watching every movement. Eli stood outside, alone. The alien girl remained just inside the doorway, her hands gripping the frame. Her heart pounded. This was never meant to happen. Humans were not supposed to suffer for her choices. A sharp voice echoed from the largest ship. "Human," it said, "you have refused a lawful order." Eli did not reply. The voice continued colder now. "Your silence will cost others." Suddenly, bright beams of light shot down across the nearby fields. Human homes were surrounded. Doors were forced open. People were dragged outside, men, women, even children. Fear filled the air. "Stop!" someone screamed. "What did we do?" another cried. Eli felt his chest tighten. "This is my fault," he whispered. The alien girl stepped closer. "This is how they rule," she said. "Through fear." The overseer appeared on the ground, flanked by guards. He walked toward the captured humans and stopped where everyone could see him. "You will watch," he announced, "and you will learn." The guards pushed a human elder to the ground. The man cried out as his face hit the dirt. Eli moved forward. A weapon struck his back. Pain exploded through his body, and he fell to his knees. "Stay down," a guard hissed. The crowd of humans looked at Eli. Some were angry. Some were afraid. Some looked ashamed. "You did this!" someone shouted. "You brought this on us!" another cried. Eli lowered his head. The words hurt more than the blow. Inside the house, the alien girl trembled. Every scream cut into her like a blade. She had known cruelty her whole life, but seeing humans suffer because of her was different. The overseer turned his attention to the house. "We know you are there," he said calmly. "Come out, heir, and this will end." Silence. The alien girl took a step forward. Eli raised his head sharply. "No," he said. He forced himself to stand, even as his legs shook. The overseer laughed softly. "You are brave," he said, "for a creature so small." He raised his hand. A human child was pulled forward. The alien girl gasped. "Stop," she whispered. The overseer smiled. "Come out," he said again. Eli looked at the child. Fear burned in his chest. He turned toward the house. "I'm sorry," he said softly. The alien girl stepped into the light. Gasps spread through the crowd. She stood tall, no longer hiding. Her eyes were calm, but her face was filled with pain. "Enough," she said. The overseer bowed slightly. "At last." She looked at the humans. Bruised. Afraid. Helpless. Then she looked at Eli. "You should have let me go," she said quietly. Eli shook his head. "Not like this." The overseer gestured to the guards. "Release the humans," he said. "We have what we came for." The guards hesitated. The alien girl raised her voice. "Release them. Now." The humans were pushed free, collapsing onto the ground. Relief spread, but it was short. The overseer leaned close to Eli. "You will be remembered," he whispered, "as the reason your people suffered." The alien girl heard this. Her hands clenched into fists. "No," she said sharply. Everyone froze. She stepped closer to the overseer. "You will remember him," she said, "as the moment everything changed." The overseer laughed. "You speak boldly for someone who has already lost." She looked up at the ships above. "You think you control the truth," she said. "You do not." Eli stared at her. "What are you doing?" She did not look at him. "Ending this." High above, something shifted. Signals flashed between the ships. Unknown channels opened. The overseer's smile faded. "What have you done?" he demanded. The alien girl turned back to Eli. Her voice was soft again. "I am sorry," she said. "But now, they will hear us." In the sky, the first broadcast signal spread beyond the system. And across the galaxy, eyes began to turn toward one small human farm. The deep red warning lights of the alien warships flickered, then dimmed. A low hum spread through the air, different from the sound of weapons. This was not an attack signal. It was a broadcast. Every screen in the region came alive, inside homes, on alien armor, on hovering drones. A single symbol appeared, ancient and powerful. The mark of Valari authority. The overseer's eyes widened. "No," he whispered. The alien girl stepped forward, her posture calm and unbroken. She was no longer hiding. She raised her hand, and the glowing ring on her finger shone brighter than before. "I am Lyra Valari," she said clearly. "First heir of the Valari Dominion." Her voice echoed through the fields and far beyond them. "I speak now to the Council, to the fleets, and to every world under Valari control." The overseer fell to one knee without thinking. The guards followed. They could not stop themselves. It was instinct. Law. Power. The humans watched in stunned silence. Eli stared at her. He did not bow. He did not move. Lyra noticed. Her eyes softened. She turned back to the sky. "You hunt me," she continued, "because I refuse to sign an order of extinction. An order to erase humanity." Images filled the air. Records. Commands. Signed votes. Proof of the plan. Gasps spread among the humans. Some fell to their knees in fear. Others clenched their fists in anger. The overseer shouted, "These are lies!" Lyra looked down at him. "You know they are not." She raised her voice. "You call humans weak," she said. "You mock them. You use them. You break them." Her gaze moved across the crowd, wounded men, frightened women, shaking children. "Yet when I was broken," she said, "it was a human farmer who lifted me from the dirt." Eli felt his throat tighten. "He washed the blood from my skin," she continued. "He fed me. He protected me. He asked for nothing." The sky filled with silence. Across the galaxy, millions listened. "You say power is control," Lyra said. "You are wrong. Power is choice." She turned and faced Eli. Then she did something no Valari had ever done. She knelt. Gasps turned into shocked silence. "I kneel," she said, "to humanity." The overseer screamed, "Stop this madness!" Lyra ignored him. "I declare," she said, "that any harm done to humans from this moment forward will be seen as an act of war against me." The ring flashed. Signals shot outward, faster than light. In distant systems, alien commanders froze. Some ships powered down. Others pulled back. The overseer's voice shook. "You cannot do this alone." "I am not alone," Lyra said calmly. High above, new symbols appeared on the screens. Other species. Other governments. Watching. Listening. Choosing. Eli stepped forward. "Lyra," he said quietly. "The humans." She looked at him. "They deserve to be seen," he said. "Not ruled." Lyra nodded. "To every world watching," she said, "remember this moment. A human had no weapons. No armies." She gestured to Eli. "Only kindness." The overseer fell back, defeated. The guards lowered their weapons. The humans stood taller. For the first time, no one laughed. The broadcast ended. The sky grew quiet. The warships slowly lifted higher, no longer threatening. Some turned away. Lyra turned to Eli. Her voice was gentle. "This will change everything," she said. Eli looked around at the humans, at the alien ships, at the broken ground. "I hope so," he replied. In the distance, the stars burned brighter. Humanity had not shouted. Humanity had not attacked. Humanity had been heard. The warships remained in the sky, but they no longer moved with anger. Their weapons stayed cold. Lights shifted slowly, as if the ships themselves were thinking. On the ground, humans stood unsure of what to do. They had spent their lives looking down, waiting for orders, waiting for pain. Now, for the first time, nothing came. Eli lowered his hands. His body still ached from the blow he had taken, but his mind felt clear. Lyra stood beside him. She looked smaller now, not because she had lost power, but because she had shared it. Moments later, new signals appeared in the sky. Different colors. Different shapes. Eli watched as several alien ships moved closer, not Valari ships, but others. Traders. Observers. Old rivals of the Dominion. Lyra's eyes narrowed. They were waiting, she said. A calm voice came from the air, translated into simple words. This is the Corinne Assembly, the voice said. We have seen the broadcast. We confirm its truth. Another voice followed. This is the Threx Union. We reject extinction orders against humanity. More voices joined. One by one, powerful alien groups spoke. The Valari overseer stepped back in fear. You betray your own kind, he shouted at Lyra. Lyra turned to him slowly. No, she said. I correct it. Above them, several Valari ships powered down their weapons and drifted away from formation. Others followed. The overseer looked up, his authority crumbling. You will destroy our rule, he said. Lyra met his gaze. Then it was never strong to begin with. The guards around him hesitated. Then, one by one, they lowered their weapons. The humans watched in disbelief. A message appeared on every screen again, this time from the Valari High Council. The faces of the council members looked tense. Angry. Afraid. You have caused disorder, one of them said to Lyra. Return at once. Lyra shook her head. I will return, she said, when humans are no longer hunted. The council argued among themselves. The galaxy was watching now. Every threat they made would be remembered. Finally, one council member spoke quietly. We will suspend the extermination order. A sharp breath passed through the human crowd. Suspended? Lyra asked. Cancelled, the council corrected. Cheers broke out among the humans, small at first, then louder. Some cried. Some hugged each other. Some simply stood, shaking. Eli closed his eyes for a moment. The overseer fell to his knees. You will answer for your actions, Lyra told him. Not to me. To the galaxy? Guards moved in and took him away. The ships above slowly began to leave. One by one, they jumped into light and disappeared. When the sky finally cleared, the stars returned. The world felt different. Later, as the crowd slowly dispersed, humans approached Eli. No one laughed now. Some bowed their heads. Others thanked him quietly. You didn't have to do this, one woman said. Eli shook his head. I just helped someone who was hurt. Lyra watched him closely. That night, she and Eli stood outside the house again, just as they had on the first night, but everything had changed. They will remember today, Lyra said. Humans will no longer be invisible. Eli looked at the fields. I never wanted to be seen, he said. I just wanted to farm. She smiled faintly. The galaxy needed a reminder, she said. That strength does not always come from armies. She turned toward the stars. I must return to my people, she said. There will be resistance. Some will hate me. Eli nodded. But some will listen. Yes, she agreed. Because of you. A small ship descended nearby. Quiet. Simple. Before boarding, Lyra paused. You gave me something, she said. A different way to lead. Eli met her eyes. Just don't forget us. I won't, she promised. As the ship lifted into the sky, Eli stood alone again. But the world no longer felt small. Somewhere among the stars, the idea of humanity was changing. And it had started with one simple choice. No warships filled the sky. No drones circled the fields. Only the soft sound of wind moving through dry crops remained. The stars shone clearly, untouched by shadows or fear. Eli stood outside his house, holding a small bag of seeds. He had not planted anything in days. Too much had happened. The land needed time. Maybe he did too. People now walked freely across the fields. Humans. Some had come from nearby villages, others from far away. They did not come to laugh anymore. They came to look, to understand. "This is where it happened," someone whispered. Eli heard it but did not turn. He knelt and pressed seeds into the soil. The work felt grounding. Honest. The way life was meant to be. Weeks passed. Changes came slowly, but they came. Alien signs were removed from human areas. Work rules changed. Guards no longer raised weapons at every human movement. Some aliens even spoke to humans as equals, carefully at first, as if learning a new language. Eli noticed everything, but he did not chase attention. One morning, a small device blinked on his table. A message. Lyra's symbol appeared, calm and bright. Her voice filled the room. "The council is divided," she said. "Some resist. Some listen. But they all remember the broadcast." Eli sat quietly. "Human settlements are now protected," Lyra continued. "Any harm against them will bring consequences." Eli smiled faintly. "I did not forget," she added. "About you." The message ended. Life returned to routine. Eli farmed. He fixed fences. He helped neighbors. He spoke little, as always. But people watched him differently now. Not as a weak human, not as a fool. As proof. One afternoon, a group of alien children passed by his field. They stopped and stared. One of them stepped forward and asked, in careful words, "Is it true?" Eli looked up. "Is what true? That humans feel pain like us?" the child asked. "And still help?" Eli thought for a moment. "Yes," he said. "That's true." The children nodded and left. That night, Eli sat on his porch, watching the stars. For the first time, he wondered how many worlds now knew the word human in a new way. Far away, Lyra stood before her people. The path was not easy. Some called her traitor. Some called her weak. Some called her the future. She accepted all of it. In meetings, she spoke of humans, not as victims, not as heroes, but as people. "They are not special because they are strong," she said. "They are strong because they choose to care." Slowly, change took root. Back on the farm, Eli received visitors less often. The world moved on. That was fine with him. One evening, a small ship landed again. Eli felt it before he saw it. Lyra stepped out, wearing simple clothes. No guards. No banners. "I needed to see it again," she said. They walked through the fields in silence. "You changed more than you know," she said at last. Eli shook his head. "I just did what felt right. That is what frightens them," Lyra replied softly. She stopped near the water pipe, the place where she had first fallen. "This is where you lifted me," she said. Eli nodded. "I will lead differently," she said. "Because of this place." She turned to him. "The galaxy will not forget humanity." Eli looked at the soil, the sky, the quiet land. "I hope they remember the right part," he said. Lyra smiled. When she left, the stars felt closer. Eli returned to his house and sat at the table. The ring she had left behind lay there, dark and silent. Not a symbol of power. A reminder. The galaxy would speak of fleets, councils, and treaties. But somewhere, in quiet words passed between worlds, one truth would remain. Humanity did not rise through force. Humanity did not demand respect. Humanity earned it. One act of kindness at a time.